This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattress. Back in 2013, I bought a used mattress that was in someone's guest room. Not my best decision, but I was in college. Now, in 2021, I realized that it is horribly uncomfortable and makes me sleep worse. I was searching around for a mattress, specifically one of those that came in a box that ships directly to you to cut out the middleman between the mattress store and you. Many of them, though, that come in the box mailed to you are still as expensive as one of those in the mattress store when you're supposed to cut out the middleman, but however, it's the same price. So that is where Novilla comes in. Meet their Bliss Organic Memory Foam Mattress. Perfect for those who want a cool, dry, undisturbed sleep throughout the night. Made with organic bamboo charcoal fiber, excellent motion isolation, cooling gel infused memory foam, fits all bed frames and reasonably priced between $179 and $369.99. Perfect for if you want an inexpensive mattress for you, your children, or even for your guest room. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description today, you can save 10% off any purchase through the Novilla directly. Again, that is 10% off using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description. And a reminder, when you use our promo codes and links, you directly support this show. What is going on, my fellow Schwoke Lords? What is up? Welcome to another WAP standing for Wet Ass Podcast. Welcome to the show today. Welcome to Cancel Schweezy, the show all about being a wet ass podcast, being a WAP. This is the only WAP of a podcast that you will ever see in the world. So welcome one and all to another episode of Cancel Schweezy.
And I really like that.
And welcome one and all. If you're new here, hope you like it. If you're old, you know what the fuck is going on today. Welcome to the show, everyone. We got the best episode for you ever. I've never made a better episode of Cancel Schweezy than the one I have made today. So that is really saying something, and that is saying a lot about everything that is going to be going on today. So welcome one and all to the show. First of all, I want to tell you that I released a cover of NSYNC's It's Gonna Be Me on May 1st. It's still May right now, so you can still listen to it while it's May, because it's gonna be May. And you got to know that, and you got to do that too. So you got to stream the song on Spotify, Apple, wherever you are streaming your music these days. But it's also on, I also have more music everywhere too under Schweezy. You can go check that out. I have more under Schweezy, tons of music right now. Looks like I have 2 EPs and that single, so it's really cool. You need to go check that shit out and stream it nonstop 24/7, along with following me on all social medias. It's everywhere at the Schweezy except for TikTok, where it's at the Foreplay King.
I like that.
So you gotta go check that shit out. You gotta go check it out. You gotta follow me every single possible fucking place in the world where you can fucking follow music everywhere. You gotta follow Schweezy. You gotta follow the Schweezy on social media. You gotta follow the Foreplay King. That is me. This is the type
of guy you get.
So, that is who we are today. Welcome to the show, though. I've said welcome to the show a million times. Another thing you can do, you can follow me over on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/theschweezy. I stream every Thursday and sometimes on Monday. I just finished playing new Pokemon Snap. Probably going to go back to playing some Fortnite for a while. Maybe doing some more Pokemon. I don't know. Got to figure out what I want to do. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? So you never know if you don't go. Never shine if you don't glow. Twitch has a great feature. Follow is free for everyone. That's just normal following on every platform like YouTube, Spotify, Apple, everything, everything you can follow someone on, you can press follow. They also have a subscribe button. Now, typically, a subscribe is typically $5 a month per subscribe you do. However, if you have an Amazon Prime account, which most of you do, I know most of you do, don't be stingy.
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
You know that you can connect the two to your Twitch account, and you get 1 free subscribe a month, and why not do it on your old daddy Schweezy?
And I really like that.
And with that, though, that's a great way to financially support me, and make sure Jeff Bezos does not get another $5 a month, because he has too much money. He knows it, I know it, and we don't want him to do that. So come on, don't be stingy.
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
You gotta subscribe to me on there. You can also subscribe on the Patreon page. Currently, we're doing $5 a month. You get ad-free episodes of the show. A great way to say thank you for being a friend, and
I really like that.
so why not? Why not subscribe to me? financially, that's the best way you could possibly do it. But nevertheless, though, if you are cheapskate and you want to support me without spending any money, you can go on YouTube, you can like this video, subscribe, leave a comment. That's the best way to support the show. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. We also do audio shows, obviously. Most of you are probably listening on audio still, so you can go check that out wherever you stream your podcast on. So you can give Daddy Schwag a very good hug there and leave a review on whatever podcasting platform you do. I know on Apple it really means a lot when you leave a review and put a star rating. I don't care what you do. I'm assuming it's going to be like a 1 star. To be honest with you, I'm expecting like 1 stars on this show. So,
this is the type of guy you get.
So, love we have the soundboard back. The soundboard really makes everything, it really makes the show so much better. I feel like it gives me, funny things, to say. And,
I like that.
So, those are the 2 buttons I usually press. So, nevertheless, though, he persisted. So thank you so much for checking out the show today. Go and follow me, like, and subscribe everywhere you do it with your podcast. So thank you. Let's get on to Previous Week right now. Previous Week right now is your weekly news source, the only news that ever matters to you. I find articles on the internet, and I read the titles, but I don't read the rest of them. That's what most people do. I don't read the actual article, I just read the titles. But on this show, we are trying to educate everyone. And so with the education I am bringing here today, we will be reading the articles. I know, very, very not common of people or millennials or Gen Z, actually anyone these days. They just look at titles and assume the opinion from there. So let's get into it. Let's get into Previous Week right now, which we do not have a sound drop for, which I need to make one. So I am going to press any random button here. Oh, wait, no, this one's perfect.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So that's the one we got to use. Okay, let's get into it. This one's from our first article we're going to go through today is from lawandcrime.com. I don't know a lot about lawandcrime.com, but I can assume that they have a lot of news on law and crime. So it looks like those are the 2 things that they do cover on their website. And you know what? I'm here for that. You know what? I'm here for all of that.
This is the type of guy you get.
So let's just go into it. I'm sold from the title alone. And my head itches, and let's get into it. Some poor guy logged into a courtroom Zoom call with anal sex-themed screen name. From the great people at lawandcrime.com, thank you. A defendant showed up to a court's Zoom stream with a deeply unfortunate screen name. No, his name was not really Buttfucker 3000. Okay, so no, his name was not really Buttfucker. Okay, let's keep reading. This happened in an arranged hearing posted to YouTube on Tuesday from the court of Judge Jeffrey Middleton in St. Joseph County, Michigan. Then we'll bring this fool in, said Middleton, in popped in a man with the username Buttfucker3000. Middleton asked his name. There was a brief pause before the defendant realized the judge was talking to him. He appeared to say his name as Nathaniel Saxton. Your name's not Buttfucker3000, you yo-ho, logging into my court with that as your screen name, said the judge, later adding, what kind of idiot logged into court like that? The defendant said he did not believe that he typed anything like that. He apologized. Middleton briefly kicked him out of the active Zoom call feed. The defendant returned minutes later. He said his sister set up his Zoom account and he noted the use of his Bluetooth speaker. The name was an inside joke. He said, I'm embarrassed. He said, I'm sorry. The new Zoom name said Nathaniel Saxon. Saxton was in court on a count of possession of drug paraphernalia in the city of Three Rivers. This was described in court an alleged violation of a city ordinance punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a $500 fine. The defendant initially pleaded not guilty. Prosecutor John Barnes refused to budge on the charge, saying Saxton was found with items including a used syringe that tested positive of meth residue. Saxton changed his mind about his plea when Middleton noted the normal fine of this is $200. He admitted to having the syringe and other paraphernalia. Indeed, he received a total $200 fine. Is your sister there? Said the judge. No, unfortunately, she is not, said Saxton. Tell her she almost got you put in jail for contempt of court, said the judge. Saxton apologized again. Okay, said Middleton. We've written about the judge's court before regarding a case a lot more serious than the Buttfucker mishap. State Attorney Assistant Deborah Davis was questioning a man who was allegedly abused by a man. She realized the victim was in the same apartment as the defendant. Your Honor, she said, I have reason to believe that the defendant is in the same apartment as the complaining witness right now. And I am extremely scared for her safety. The fact that she's looking off to the side and he's moving around, I want some confirmation that she is safe before we continue. Cops checked it out. They discovered the two in the same residence. Your Honor, me and Mary both don't want the no contact. Both don't want the no contact, said defendant Kobe James Harris while being handcuffed. I asked that be dropped. I'm sorry I lied to you. I knew the cops were outside. I don't know why Mr. Harris, my advice is don't say anything else, said Middleton. The hearing is adjourned. Your bond is canceled. If you have $10 million, you can't bond out. In addition, the prosecutor probably also going to charge you with obstruction of justice. Just days after the incident went viral, a person with a suspended driver's license opted to appear in Judge Middleton's Zoom court while sitting in the driver's seat of a car. Remember that, the driver's seat. So, and one of my reactions to, it looks like, if I'm going to make a guess, his sister changed his Zoom username without him knowing it, and then he logged into court, unfortunately, with the wrong time for that. So, whoever wrote this article needs to go to college, because I don't think anyone in college would write that. You'd have to be in high school to write this fucking article. That's why it sounded so fucking weird reading it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Okay, so, and there's like two different stories going on here. In case you realize the victim was in the same apartment. Your Honor, I have reason to believe that the defendant is in this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in this article. Whoever writes this needs to fucking learn how to write fucking media before I go over it in my show. Because this show requires a college education to enjoy. Because I keep it right here in every episode. Let's see if I can hand it right here. No editing or anything. That's my actual college degree. Is it clout? No, because this is what I do now. I talk on the internet, I drink Coke Zero, and talk a lot of shit. All right. Let's I can't talk anymore about this. This is fucking stupid how bad this article is written. Probably just a judge, but I just think it is funny. But so is your name Buttfucker 3000? Like, no. Guy's just like innocently doesn't know what's going on. Oh, I don't know what's going on.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Okay, let's we got so much more to do, so much more to see. So let's kind of thank God here. This will clean our palates right and easy. It looks like we got a Garth update.
I like that.
So this is from Kiss 95.1. This is just looks like a radio station talking about Garth Brooks releasing their blog. Garth Brooks on Pink. She's tougher than you are. She's tougher than you are. That's how he would talk. Garth Brooks recently said on this week's Studio G program on Facebook that he would love to duet with Pink and also Luke Combs. Garth said of Pink, I love duets. Pink's fantastic. I like Pink because every time you see Pink, she's like the sweetest thing on the planet, but she's also just tougher than you are. I like that. Oh,
I like that.
It says in the article, I think that's what every woman I loves about her. I think that's what they love about Beyonce. I think that's what they love about Lizzo. Is they're just defiant. Brooks adds, they're not scared of anything. Adele, oh my God. What a fabulous duet partner that would be. Garth even talks about doing a duet with Kelly Clarkson, saying, Kelly Clarkson, I was on her show and got to sing with her. Whoa. That'd be scary to step up to the mic with Kelly Clarkson because she's just a thoroughbred right. But when Kelly starts singing, man, you can be a mile off and still hear her. She's got the pipes, so it would all be fun. As for a male duet partner, Brooks recalls his time with Blake Shelton, saying, I loved my time with Blake. I'd do that again in a heartbeat. I'd do anything with Luke Combs, just a sweet guy. So yeah, there's a lot of people I love to do duets with. So, there we go. We got confirmation of people Garth wants to collaborate with. It's really cool. He's one of the biggest artists in the music industry right now, I would say. Well, in country music, he basically is the biggest artist in country music history, which is wondering how it took him to, like, I think 2016 or 2012. It was one of the years I either graduated high school or college that he finally was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. And yeah, and I'm with him too that Trisha needs to be in the Country Music Hall of Fame too. I will vote on that as well. I like how Pink is his number one and Luke Combs is like his male number one, which is really cool. That'd be a very unique cover. It would have to be a Garth song initially. It could not be a Pink song unless Pink decides to go country all of a sudden. But yeah, I could see that being a good duet. Honestly, I'd be down to hear any of this as long as the song's good. I feel like it can make it happen. And you know what?
I like that.
And then when Garth releases it,
And I really like that.
so, as we move forward from life together today, folks and folkettes, let us all remember that Garth is down to collab with a bunch of artists. And if you have Garth's phone number, first of all, you need to give it to me. I need to set up, I want to talk to him, like, in real life. But also, hook him up with Kelly Clarkson and Pink and Luke Combs and... I think he wants to do it with Luke Combs because Luke Combs is fatter than him. I think that's the reason.
Hashtag pray for Micah.
So, yeah, I think that's all I'm going to have to say on in regards to this Garth update we have today. Oh, Garth and Lizzo. That would be the strangest collaboration I have ever seen. If you're talking about, like, two opposite ends of music, it's those two. So, yeah, I actually, just for my own entertainment, let's do Garth and Lizzo. Because that's what we need. That's what we need in life, folks. We need Garth and Lizzo.
And I really like that.
Okay. That's all I'm going to talk about Garth today. Folks, here is an article that I feel I need to be the first person to comment on, which I was not the first person to comment on. According to my sources, which is the script I am reading right now, it looks like The Guardian is the first person to actually get a hold of this information, but I'm also going to regurgitate it, so miss me with that bullshit.
This is the type of guy you get.
So, let's see here. From The Guardian, like I said, Gwyneth Paltrow broke down and ate bread during quarantine. How did you surprise yourself? It's like, I want you to interact with us about this. And the latest celebrity attempt to prove they had it just as hard as normal people in the pandemic, Gwyneth Paltrow has admitted she was driven to extremes during quarantine. Things got dark, she admitted to drinking as many as 2 cocktails a night during lockdown. Quinona-based whiskey cocktails, of course. None of that, like, fucking Smirnoff shit or Jameson. And even sometimes eating bread and pasta. Shock. Horror. If I were her, I might be more concerned about buying an 8,600 hiking necklace as part of my detox program or creating a candle that smells like an orgasm, but hey, maybe sanity is all relative, just like suffering. My lowest point this pandemic was when, at the end of my tether, I yelled, "I'm the alpha," at my 4-month-old puppy, proving to us both I clearly wasn't, or maybe that time I thought I could get him to stop humping me by doing it right back at him. Spoiler alert, doesn't work. Okay. Lots to unpack here. But first thing I want to say is I like Gwyneth Paltrow. I think Gwyneth Paltrow is cool. I like Gwyneth Paltrow. Now her goop shit is fucking stupid. Like, I don't know, but I feel like she is, we don't talk about fucking goop, I feel like she'd be a cool hang. And I know I'm not supposed to like Gwyneth Paltrow, but I do. Shallow Hal was a great movie. And the fact that she had to put on a fat suit is great now, hearing that she ate bread and pasta during her quarantine, which is a very, very surprising factor. But I do think Gwyneth Paltrow can be super cool. She just is into some weird shit. Second all is, like, I love, that was my favorite part of when COVID started, is this idea of, like, people who have normal serotonin levels, who are not depressed and are just typically in good shape, once they were not able to do just, like, go out and have, like, wine with someone or meet up with a friend, that just everything went out. Like, I thought, I never realized how much serotonin people had until that. I just thought maybe we're all a little depressed and we all just kind of, like, some people are just better functioning than others. No, like some people could not function with the idea of like, hey, we need you to stay home and do nothing but watch TV and maybe some other little projects for 2 weeks or a month or whatever. And people freaking out about that fucking little idea. It satisfied me a little bit, because just watching happy people be depressed, I'm like, now you know what a lot of people feel like all the time.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And they're just like, oh man, I'm never gonna suffer with the millions of dollars I have. Like, especially celebrities trying to talk like, I'm in this with you. I'm like, we're in different homes. So maybe if you could try to financially support people, that's the best thing you could probably do. But also, shut the fuck up. Your life isn't that bad. It's like this idea of, I have like a lot of friends and we're not playing shows right now. And then there's like some bands like, oh yeah, why don't you just rent out a drive-in movie theater? I'm like, yeah, some of our bands aren't going to fill out an entire fucking drive-in movie theater. Like big celebrities who are like, we're still going to try a tour even though COVID's going on. Like, yeah, you're renting out drive-in movie theaters. Like, of course you're going to be able to do that. Don't, like, there's like people who aren't as well developed as you, like, not going to be able to do that shit.
Simp.
So that was the wrong fucking button.
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
So don't fucking question my opinion, but I don't know. So yeah, it's like she admitted to drinking 2 cocktails a night, which I've been known to go over big bottles of liquor in one night. So there's a lot of things, we could all be doing. But when celebrities freak out about not being able to do random things, yeah, and then she tried to hump her 4-month-old puppy back to show dominance. Okay, Gwyneth. Okay. And that's where we're gonna end me going over that shit, because that folks is something. I have not been drinking in like 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. I think like 3 weeks now. And folks, you probably see my face is getting a little bit thinner, but this news, I don't know what's going on with this news. So let's get into the last article we have today. This one's straight from News 4 Nashville. This is this is local news right now. This is what I'm getting. I'm getting into local news where I live. And hope you're excited for this shit, because oh boy, we saved the best for last. Coming straight from News 4 Nashville. Man arrested for swinging colostomy bag at police officers.
That's rough, buddy.
So, Metro Police arrested a man on multiple charges, including assaulting 2 police officers after he took his colostomy bag and swung it to strike the officers, according to court documents. Police said Nicholas Newhart, identified as John Doe in court documents, was drunk and holding a bottle of beer, blocking the outside side emergency exit door at Kid Rock's at 221 Broadway. Kid Rock security told the defendant to leave the outside door area, but he refused to leave. Security flagged down police to assist in getting Newhart to leave. Newhart took out his colostomy bag from the inside of his front pants area and started to swing the bag, hitting 2 of the officers with his feces. Police said Newhart was drunk when taken into custody without any further incident. He could not stand straight on his own. His eyes were bloodshot and glossy, wet-looking, and the smell of alcohol coming from his person. He has been charged with assault on the 2 Metro Police officers, disorderly conduct, public intoxication. So, a lot of things we can be thinking about here. But first, I want to say, as someone from Nashville, Kid Rock's bar is on Broadway, which is just all trash honky-tonk bars. Like, none of the real artists in Nashville play there, unless maybe it's like a one-off gig just to like make some money or whatever. Like, it's not like a regular thing real artists do, because you're only playing fucking covers. Like I said, and people are like, why don't you play downtown? I'm like, well, I decided to not live in the Midwest, to not be in a cover band, because if I was going to make money as a musician in, let's say, Kansas City or St. Louis, I would have to be in a cover band. Like, that's the only way I would be able to make money. And I decided I don't want to do that. So I try to move somewhere where I could actually be part of the music industry and not do that shit. But anyways, like I said, our Nashville downtown area is just all trash bars, all trash honky tonks, it's just cover songs all night long. People who think they're famous, they're like, maybe we're going to run into a Blake Shelton tonight. I'm like, Blake Shelton does not fucking hang out down there. None of us do. If you live in Nashville, you don't hang out down there. It's the last place you fucking go. In a super crowded area where you're going to run into, it's all country music fans. It's like, it's the literal last place you'll see a real country artist. And then, let's go here. And then, so this is Kid Rock's bar, which is like the worst of the worst. You already know who fucking Kid Rock is. The trashiest human being. He's basically Dr. Phil, also dressed up like Kid Rock. That's what Kid Rock actually looks like now. It's pretty fucking gross. And so this is not at all surprising to see this shit go down there. Like, that's the last bar I will ever go to downtown. Guy was drunk and he was outside. He was blocking the emergency exit door. Okay, and so like that's a weird thing. And then kind of sounds like this guy might have been a little homeless when he was swinging the colostomy bag at the cops to fight with them. Like, that's like, oh, god damn it. Like, you can still take them, but you're going to get shit all over yourself. And that's the real problem. You're still going to get shit all over yourself, but you're going to be able to take him down. And he was basically just drunk and stuff like that. He does sound a little homeless to me. That's the question. And I know a lot of homeless people hang out down there because, one, it's easy for them to make money. But also, like, if they're wanting to get drunk, like, that's like the most expensive place. And I don't think there's any liquor stores near there, so, like, near that downtown area, so, I don't know why they fucking go down there for that shit. But anyways, though, that's news coming out of Nashville, folks. It's like, ooh, you live in Nashville, you must go downtown all the time. Like, yeah, I want to hang out crappy bars that have, shitty, the overpriced drinks and smells like vomit. Like, I'm gonna get my overpriced drinks in another bar. Like a cooler bar, like go to Midtown or the Gulch or whatever shit like that. That's where I would want to go to get my drink. Maybe even East Nashville. I'd go there to get drinks way more before I even go to there. And if I'm going to see a band play, I've rarely seen a band play. Any bands I want to see play down there. That's a fact. So I'm going to miss that bullshit. I'm going to want to see that shit at all. So folks, if you come to Nashville and want to actually have me not hit you, just avoid downtown. It's really not that good. I have friends come down, they want to see it. I'm like, it's really not that good. I know other places we can go to. I'd rather go there. I'd rather not hang out down here. So that's it all I have for previous week right now. All the news is coming to you. Not a lot of good things happened last week or the previous week that I went over right now, but nevertheless he persisted and it's time to move on. Video games can be expensive. Most start at $60 with new consoles such as the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. New games are even starting at $70. There's some games you're going to keep forever, which for me are Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Zelda Breath of the Wild. Most games out there you're only going to play once and then never pick up again. I know, I bought some games that are now just collecting dust on a shelf in my home. That's where GameFly comes in perfect. GameFly literally is the best video game rental service out there. You can keep the games as long as you want, and when you're done with them, just send them back, and they'll send you the next one on your queue. And if you end up loving the game, best thing you can do is buy it at the best used price possible through GameFly. Using our link in the description, get your first 2 months of GameFly for only $10. So start playing new games using the link in our description. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you're trying to lose some extra pounds or staying healthy, you understand how big of a deal working out is. Now, getting the most out of your workout is important to not only me, but many others out there. Are you wanting to gain muscle, lose weight, or even gain some energy to get the most out of your workout? FNX Fitness is here for you. FNX Fitness is committed to creating innovative supplements of the highest quality that provide focus for a productive morning, energy to thrive all day, performance supplements to reach new goals, unique sleep and recovery formulas to support any sport and healthy supplements to support an active lifestyle for years to come. I also really enjoy their clothing line that makes you look good while working out as well. Another thing I love about FNX Fitness is that with every purchase, they donate a gallon of water to a child in need. Start working out smarter, not harder. By using the link in our description today, you can save 15% on your purchase. So go save 15% on some of the best supplements out there when using the link in our description. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. All right, everyone. So I can't believe that I'm the dum-dum who has to tell everyone this. I, with many others, has to be the one to tell you this information. But y'all need to get your fucking vaccines so we can get fucking the world back to normal. First of all, not enough people are apparently getting vaccinated, and we all need to get vaccinated to create herd immunity. If you need to know what herd immunity is, I'm not going to explain it to you. That's something someone smarter than me needs to say. Like, we all have to get it, or else it doesn't really work. It's not a thing. Vaccines don't work as if, like, you get the vaccine, then you're immune to it. No, like, we all have to get the vaccine. That way we can fight it off and let the disease die instead of creating a whole new morphing blob of things or whatever. So we can get this shit over forever. That's the way it is. And I shouldn't have to be the dum-dum to tell you this information because I'm better than that. I'm better than you.
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
So, without that being said, I found a TikTok that personally portrays all my feelings, and here it is.
I'm not gonna get the vaccine. Then die. What do you want me to do, argue with you? I'm not on the debate team. This isn't mock trial. Aren't you worried about the side effects? I'm worried about the disease. Well, they're tracking you through the microchip. They're tracking you through the phone you're watching this on. Get the vaccine.
So with that being said, miss me with that bullshit and get your vaccines. Next up, I want to talk about one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. I finally bought a bidet. So I remember last week I was telling you about diet and exercising, and I've been having horrible diarrhea, and it looks like I've been dealing, and I've also been dealing with hemorrhoids for a very long time. One wrong meal, and it all opens back up, and it's pretty fucking horrible to feel. It's just like, oh, I gotta poop again, and then you do it, and it's just like it just stings when it comes out, and then you're like, and then you like waddle back to like the couch of your bed, and you just like lay there. It's like, ow, 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 ow. So I finally, for my own health, I decided to say, enough is enough. And for me, it is finally time to get a bidet. Now, I bought a Tushy, and Tushy's instructions to installing a bidet, very straightforward. It's not hard at all to do that. Man, Coke Zero really gives you the burps, people. And so, basically, it was my toilet. Like, my toilet was pretty old, and, like, a lot of screws were stripped and shit like that. And so, like, it just took me forever to just get things unscrewed. Like, that pipe that connects, like, to my toilet, oh, my God, it was a pain in the ass to get open. Like, I was lucky that day I didn't have to poop at all. And so, like, there's almost a full day. Like, I think it was literally last Friday. Like, I didn't have to poop very much. And I was very lucky for that instance because, oh, man, that it could have been rough. I would have had to deal with that. Don't worry, I peed in the shower. Folks, don't worry. And we all pee in the fucking shower. Don't act like you're fucking better than me. But no, after I get it all installed, oh, man. I'm telling you, people, if you want to live in high society, best thing you can do is to get a bidet. I am telling you, get a fucking bidet. Oh, my gosh. So, one thing you can do is, so basically, I was always wondering, because I used a friend's, my friend Austin Doyle. Let's put up a picture here. Austin Doyle, he had a bidet, and I think he had one of those that wasn't connect inside the toilet, because I guess it was for diaper changing or something like that, for, like, his brother's child who didn't live at that house. Anyways, but apparently it was also a bidet as well. It was like a hose, like you took it and then like sprayed it. And I made the mistake of going full throttle with it, and it was still cold too, right up my ass. And I was very scared of bidets for a while, folks. And so without bidets for a while, I was using flushable wipes for a while. They got the job done, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's still toilet paper. It's just like your sewage won't break it up as easy. So if you want to, you can just, if you live in a home, you can destroy it. If you live in an apartment, who gives a fuck? That's up to your apartment to take care of that shit. So, but then you get the bidet, and then like you're like, okay, so I know to not go full throttle on it at the beginning. So like first of all, I'm like sitting on the toilet, all done with the poop. Poop's gone, just feel dirty all over my ass. Typically you'd wipe here, so then I turn it on a little bit, and then you get the lightest stream hit your butt. And it is cold. I got a cold one. If you don't like the cold, and you can do it in your bathroom, you can get one that controls the temperature. However, I think I'm used to it now, so I don't really care. So you put it up a little bit, let it kind of like go off for a little bit, and then you just slightly turn it up to just power wash setting. And it's like a power washer. Have you ever watched those videos where they like power wash like a Dex, like, and they get like tons of dirt off, and it's like super satisfying to watch? That's what happens with your ass, folks. That is what happens with your ass. I'm telling you. And you're just like, it's all done. And then you're like, oh man. It's like you get out of the shower. It's like every time you poop, it's like you hop in the shower and clean your ass. That's what you do. And for a while, I was just patting dry with toilet paper. Then I realized, what if I just go zero toilet paper? So I have an extra blow dryer lying around, so I just keep that plugged in, and I dry my ass off with the blow dryer, because I'm worth it, folks. I am worth it, because I am worth it. I am the man who is worth it. So, what I can say is, folks, getting a bidet, 10 out of 10 experience. I'm worried for when I start traveling and can't poop with a bidet, just how dirty I'm going to be, and how life is not going to work out for me. So I'm trying to get all my friends to get bidets, so when I go visit them, I can poop with a bidet at my friends. So, and they're like, well, if you install it for me, I'll get it. I'm like, yeah, fine, I'll install it. I know what to do. That's not a big deal for me. I'll do it. So, folks, I'm telling you, get a bidet. Become a better person in life. And I got the Tushy. Tushy is like the high quality. It's a very high quality one. That is, it has a little bit pricey, but it's quality. You can get cheaper ones. I can't guarantee those quality is gonna be very good. But anyways, just do you, but do you with a bidet, folks. And if you want to be like me, blow dry your ass clean, because now I'm a zero toilet paper man, and the environment is better off now, because I poop a lot, and this is the type of guy you get. So, sorry.
This is the type of guy you get.
So we all know what the fuck's going on. That's all I have to say on getting a bidet. Now it's time for a deep thought.
Oh my gosh, so deep. I fucking love it.
A deep thought or deep thoughts, depending on, like the adult diapers, it depends, is a type of thing, it's a question I thought throughout the week that is fairly deep. And I don't necessarily have an answer to the question, but I thought about it. So here's my deep thought.
Oh my gosh, so deep. I fucking love it.
So like I said, I've been working out. I don't really have any health updates for you. If you think I look skinnier, please let me know. I need the encouragement. But I've been working out. And one day Wednesday, well, it was 2 days ago for me, I woke up and my ankle was sprained. And I'm assuming it was from working out, doing leg shit or whatever. And it got me thinking, is spraining your ankle while working out a fat guy thing or a skinny guy thing? Now, people who work out all the time and enjoy working out, which I don't fucking get. I don't get how people enjoy working out. And people are like, well, it releases serotonin into the brain and it makes you feel better. Now, look, I guess that the serotonin part makes sense. I think, though, when you work out, your body's in better shape and you're not, like, tired from walking stairs and shit like that. I think that is that's a good logical explanation for it, but I don't feel like in a better mood. I'm like, oh, I feel like shit. After every time I work out, everyone's like, man, I feel good. I knew that I would now.
I like that.
So I do not like that. So that's a question. If you sprain your ankle while working out, is it a fat guy who does it or a skinny guy? Is it fat guy problems or skinny guy problems? That is the question. And for those of you wondering how I'm working out, I am not going to the gym. I feel like I'm not going to go back to a gym until, like, you really don't need to wear a mask in the gym. Now, I think Joe Biden just said, oh, yeah, if you're vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask. Now, I mean, the CDC said it. And I think what they're meaning is like in like small group situations. If everyone's fully vaccinated, feel like it's okay. I don't think it's like grocery stores, gyms, and shit like that is there yet. So maybe they need to explain that better. I'm not the one to say shit about things I don't know about. But yeah, when it's like fully okay to not wear a mask at the gym, I think that's when I'll go back. Now, I wear a mask, and I'm one of the people who are like, I don't like wearing a mask. I will admit to saying that, but I will wear a mask because it's proven to do shit. So that's the thing. That's the thing, though. That I've been using the what was it? I think I've been using the Wii Motion Fit Ring Motion Fit Plus. I think that's what it's called. Ring Fit. That's what it's called. The Nintendo Switch Ring Fit adventure type game. Like you get a lot of workouts in there. It's surprisingly hard as fuck for me. Probably not other people, but for me. So that's a deep question. If you want to leave a comment, let me know. Is spreading your ankle a fat guy thing or a skinny guy thing? That is the question I would like to know. That's the question. So that's all I have today for deep thoughts.
Oh my gosh, so deep. I fucking love it.
Now let's moving on to, it's time for us to scrape the bottom of the barrel. If you don't know, for this segment, scraping the bottom of the barrel is a segment I like to do when I have nothing else to talk about. And so we decided to go to BuzzFeed and go over one of their articles with numbers and shit like that. And I like to call that scraping the bottom of the barrel because I am scraping the bottom of the barrel for content. So today, this article from BuzzFeed is no different from others. It's very interesting, and I think we have a lot to talk about. 29 things about American schools that are completely normal to Americans and super weird to non-Americans. Now, I'm an American. I went to American school, and I assume that I've been through all of these. So, without further ado, let's just get into it. 29 things. We got a lot to go over, so let's see how long I want to spread this out. Start time. Number 1, start time. Way too early to be healthy. Yes, that is very much proven to be the case. Now, it would make sense. Now, I think the idea is they want to start it before parents go to work and then end after that. I don't know, but yeah, it's like way too early. Like, so, and then when I was in school, so I did band, jazz band, choir, and I was in like our top, like, what was our fucking, we had our concert choir, and then we had another choir, which was like the top people. I was in it all 4 years because I am the best singer in the world, according to someone. And so, like, yeah, so we had to do shit before school. Now, I think our school started at 8:02 for some fucking reason. 8:02. Could you want to start at 8? Let's get an extra 2 minutes. Let's be kind. Concert choir. What was the other choir called? I think it was started with a C, too. Concert choir. What was the other? It's not mixed choir. I'm going to go over this. I think if I can find an old picture, I think we can I can find something. I'm gonna search back through all my photos because I have to like figure this out. I have a lot of photos. All right. So talking about was it when I was in high school? So about 9 years ago I graduated high school. Which we didn't know was a long time ago for me. Now, what was the name of the fucking group man, I'm not going to figure it out. Folks. I don't think I'm going to figure it out. So, anyways, I forgot. So, yeah, we had to start at so our school started at 8, and so we had to be there for, like, early rehearsals at, like, 7 a.m., which is, like, annoying because they wanted to make sure the people in sports That way they could play their sports and be in band and choir too, and that's why they made it that way. And guess what? I didn't do either of them. I was in choir and I'm trying to, actually have a music career. No one else in that group is going pro in any sport right now. There's maybe one guy who could have gone pro wrestling, like the kind that's like cuddling, not the fun one. And like there's one guy who could have gone pro with that, which I don't know, with not real pro wrestling, like the school pro wrestling that like the coaches usually get caught touching the boys, that kind of wrestling. WWE, not a lot of coaches touching the boys, folks. So yeah, we had to do that. And so like everyone's like, maybe we could do it in the morning. I'm like, I have every other fucking rehearsal in the morning. I can't do it in the mornings. It has to be after. Why can't we just do after school? And they're like, well, I have football practice. Well, like, can't you skip it for once? You're not fucking going pro. Like, goddamn. My school sucked dick. Number 2, hall passes. Now, I don't think my school had hall passes. I don't think they gave a shit that much about hall passes. Because I went to a small enough school. I think we had like 200 kids per class in my high school. So worst case scenario, there was a kid just dicking around in the halls during class time. Someone would have caught the student. And the student's like, who's your teacher? What class are you supposed to be in right now? And this is the worst situation. And I would say, I'm not telling you. They could easily figure out my name. It's not that big of a school. They could just look up my schedule and find the class at the current time. So that's my school. But I guess in a bigger school, that would make it a little bit different. Number 3. So that's number 2, hall passes. Number 3 is lockers. Now, my school has lockers. I only used my locker maybe freshman and sophomore year. Junior year, I had a weird schedule my junior year, so for some reason I was able to keep all my stuff in our band room. So had access to our band room first period, third period, and seventh period. And so I had a class between first and third. So I had to go to the band room, back, and then back to the band room for jazz band. And so that was my history class. So I just left my history book in there to get back and forth in between classes. And then the only ones I had were my fourth period, fifth period, and sixth period. I kind of had to keep all those books in my backpack. And then the seventh period was choir, so I didn't have to worry about that shit. So yeah, I didn't really use my lockers, but I get the point of them because books and shit like that. But then you get to college, it's like if you have 5 classes in one day and aren't able to go back to your like dorm or your apartment or whatever, like yeah, you're not gonna have access to that. So I guess lockers could be weird in that sense, but I think they're mainly supposed to be for books. But I think what they're trying to talk about is like people decorating their lockers and shit like that. I'm like, that's fucking weird. It's like it's just a storage spot, people hanging out by the lockers and like. Yeah, I didn't hang out in my locker ever, and shit like that. So that can be weird depending on how you look at it. Number 4, the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, that is fucking weird. Just okay, everyone, support your country, nationalism and shit like that. Even though like the country's raised on racist shit, black people, you gotta do the Pledge of Allegiance too. And then, and then number 5 is the flag in general in every classroom. Like, yeah, we know what country we're in. I don't think we need an update on what country we're in. When every morning you recite a pledge to the flag, you pledge your allegiance to the country you live in. And then there's a flag so you don't forget what country you're in. I know what country I'm in. I don't think we forgot from first period. I know it's third period now. I still know what country I'm in. Don't worry. I still know what country you're in. So that is somewhat weird. I mean, like having to do that every morning. I don't know. That is seem a little weird to me. Like it's a school. It's like sporting events too. Like I don't know why they do it at sporting events either. Like that it is kind of weird. Please rise for our national anthem. Like, why are we doing the national anthem right now? It's like if you go to a concert, they're like, all right, everyone, let's rise for the national anthem. I'm like, no, this is fucking weird. Like, we put it in situations that are weird and shit like that. That's number 5. Number 6, cafeterias. Now, a little weird to me. Number 7, we're going to do 6 and 7 together. Number 7 is the lunches. Now, I can say with the lunches that they have to be mass produced, and they probably don't have a big budget for it because schools spend money on football. And even though they bring in money somehow, anyways, school lunches have to be taken out. Shit like that. I don't know why. So they have to make it mass and cheap. So that explains why it sucks dick a lot. So that explains what the lunch is. That's the only thing I can say. My school, I mean, like, lunches weren't that good, but it was like $1.50. They made it like really cheap though, like $1.50 a lunch. So like my mom did not care about paying like my lunch and stuff like that, which also, yeah, stuff like that. And then also like you hear about, lunch debts and shit like that. It's like, really? Like, you're gonna fucking not do that shit? Okay. So we got, and then cafeterias. No, that's the weird thing. Like, I mean, you have lunch. I guess you have separate rooms. I mean, it's just a whole room for eating. So that's the shit. I guess I'm having a disconnect there. It's like a whole room to eat in. Like, when you have a kitchen and you eat in the kitchen. I don't know. It's that shit. So that was 6 and 7. Number 8 is the mandatory milk. Yeah, that is kind of weird that like the only option you have to drink is milk. Because I guess when I was a kid, they had milk. You got like milk twice a day. And then like they got rid of like normal chocolate milk and they got skim milk and it tastes like ass. Or whatever. And so you had to drink ass milk or just regular white chocolate ass milk. That sounds like shit. Like you're drinking shit. And then the mandatory milk. And that's weird because like milk is a weird, like cow's milk is a weird thing. Like you learn like you're actually not supposed to be drinking it. And it's also weird when you're like just drinking straight another animal's milk. When you just think about that concept, it's really weird. So that, yeah, I can see how that's weird. But also, like, have you tried almond milk? Like, even if you get the sweetened kind, that shit is great. Like, I do think almond milk, if you're going unsweetened almond milk versus skim milk, unsweetened almond milk, way to go. It's actually pretty good, especially if it's flavored. It's the shit. So I'll switch to almond milk, okay, or whatever non-animal milk is you want, okay. If it's like straight milk or whatever, like if you're gonna use it for baking or shit like that, that's fine. Next up on our list, we're going to go 9 and 10 together. Looks like starting in September, number 10 or in August. Now, I started school in August. Normal school start in September, I would say. From what I believe is the reason for that, it's all in regards to farming, if I'm correct. Farming, because a lot of times parents were farmers, and they would need their kids to help them, and the summertime was like an important time. They needed the help. So that's why, I guess when school started, they didn't have it in the summer. And they did it in like, and then they went to school in like the fall and winter. Cause I think that's when everything they didn't need as much help, especially in the winter because stuff like that and everyone was dying and shit like that. So that's why school schedules work like that, at least in the United States. I think that's the actual explanation. I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong, but I'm going to assume I'm right this time. So that's why school starts usually around that time. So that's 9 and 10. Number 11, morning announcements. I wouldn't say that's a weird thing we do. I think if you're looking at like movies and shit, it's not like that at all. It's like one person, like the school secretary or whatever. All right, so for today's announcements, it's not usually or maybe it's a kid. Welcome to today's announcements. The chess club has signups today. Go sign up for the chess club. It'll be a lot of fun. And someone with no personality talking like that shit, because they're a child and they're in school and they're probably not doing any broadcast journalism like I do. Real broadcast journalism, like you're listening to right now on Cancel Schweezy.
I like that.
Next up, school buses. Now, I'm trying to understand the disconnect here, because school buses are just kind of a way to help kids get to school. That way their parents, if they have jobs and shit like that, don't have to necessarily worry about having to drop their kids off at school every day. Maybe other countries, it's normal for parents to drop kids off at school every day because they're not capitalist assholes. But I could see that, but it's just a way to transport kids to school from their home in an easy way, not needing the parents, more like latchkey kids. If you didn't know what that, I learned that term where it was like you had your own key, and when you went home from school, you were just alone, and while your parents were still at work. Now, I guess when I was like super small, that wasn't the case. I was in the same school as my mom because my mom was a teacher, so I just had to go see her and do all my homework. And then like I remember in second grade Tuesdays where like I had like 5 different subjects of homework. It was rough. It's second grade, second fucking grade. Look, literally took me 2 hours to do my homework in the second grade. Yeah, shit like that. Okay, that's a weird rant. So yeah, and then school buses. So yeah, and then when I was in middle school, I was basically a latchkey kid. But being a latchkey kid isn't like a negative thing. It's like your parents are at work and you just go home. Like that's all it is. Next up, we got 13 nurses on the premises. Now, that is a good question because I remember one time I had a headache and I asked to go to the nurse and they like checked all these random ass different things about me. And they're like, all right, here's some ibuprofen. I'm like, all right. And I took some ibuprofen and then it was good. That was one time. So yeah, nurses on the premises is really weird because if it's an actual emergency, you go to the hospital. You're like, you don't go to the nurse. They just usually give you ibuprofen and like walk it off. That's all it is. Next up is cheerleaders. So yeah, I get it. Like as in, yeah, I guess they think about it as like a school subject. Cause I guess most international sports is soccer, rugby. There's not necessarily cheerleaders for those sports. And I guess it's like a very American thing. It's really only for football and basketball. Am I right? Like baseball doesn't do it. It's really just football and basketball. And those are two, or American football. That's really just an American sport. So I guess it's just an American thing we do. Hey, it's entertaining to watch cute girls, okay? Okay? Not high school anymore. I'm too old for that. Like college and professional cheerleaders. And that's always the one thing about like cheerleading. It's like you could be in high school and you can get into college for cheerleading. And then after that, I always thought about like after that, it was kind of like, what if you want to be a professional cheerleader? I'm like, I guess that's pretty hard. Like you can only like the only situations you have is maybe, I guess there's a lot of situations like minor league basketball. I think WNBA do they have cheerleaders? I don't know. Can the one fan of WNBA please comment on this, please and thank you. But yeah, I can see how that's weird because it's like 2 American sports that have it and no others. Number 15, not using numbers for grades. I guess that could make sense, but also at the same time, A, B, C, D, F. I mean, you replace that with numbers. I guess that makes sense. That's 15. Number 16, water fountains. That's okay. If they're talking about like drinking fountains, that's weird. They're talking about like actual fountain, like park fountains and shit like that. That is a little weird to have in a school. My school had one. I don't know if it was ever on. My school had one. My school also looked like ass, and no one's going to deny that. My high school, like, the building itself looks like ass. That's because it is ass. So that's 16 water fountains. But, like, if it's drinking fountains, I don't know how that's fucking weird to have in a fucking school. Like, okay, kids are not supposed to drink water? Okay. That shit like that. Number 17 we have is Scantrons. Yeah, that I don't like Scantrons. Like, in college, especially, they made you buy the Scantrons. That way the teacher could be lazy and not actually have to grade their fucking tests they give. I just think, I don't know. If you give the test, you gotta fucking grade it yourself. If you don't want to grade tests, don't give tests. That's the common thing. And in college, it was like a slap to the face. I don't want to actually grade your fucking work. So now you have to buy the shit. It wasn't that expensive, but still, it was kind of like a slap to the face to do that. That's number 17. So Scantrons are fucking stupid. I mean, it just shows how a teacher is lazy. Just like, just grade your own fucking test. Number 18, the bathroom process, like a pass to go to the bathroom. So, yeah, my school didn't have pass to go to the bathroom. It was more just like ask the teacher if we can go to the bathroom. Some teachers were like, well, if this becomes like a daily habit, I'm going to be suspicious. But I had like I always had to poop during one class. And one teacher's like, oh, is this, you just have a usual bathroom break today? And like there was nothing going on in class. She was always like cool about it. But yeah, I mean, if you just ask to go to the bathroom, as long as they don't take forever, it's not a big deal. Is that the bathroom process I was thinking of? Or was there... Oh, I remember hearing in school, teachers would talk about, like, if you have to throw up, like, there's a lot of teachers, or you had to vomit or whatever, a lot of teachers would be like, if you have to vomit, you don't have to ask permission to go to the bathroom. Just go. And I have to think, in that situation, that there's a story about when she was like, you have to ask for going to the bathroom. And a student raised their hand to go to the bathroom because they felt like throwing up. And they wouldn't let him go. And then they vomited everywhere. And now that teacher's like, if you have to vomit, just go straight to the bathroom. I don't care. I'll understand when you come back and say you vomited. That's a good situation. I just like to think that is a story that happened, folks. So that's my thoughts on the bathroom process. Number 19, rival schools. I guess that's like trying to build up school spirit and like, oh, you live in this town forever type of thing. And like, that town sucks because there are rivals and shit like that. Even though the rival school in my high school always kicked our ass. That was 100% always happened. They always kicked our ass. So, yeah, that's the thing. 20 is parking. Now, I guess depends on where you live in the world. But a lot of times, especially the Midwest, we don't have like public transportation. Some kids, if they don't take the bus, some of us have cars to get around because our parents give us pieces of shit cars and we drive those to school. And I guess people park in the parking lot. It's a very big Midwest thing. Like if you're in the Midwest, like there's a parking lot and you got to remember where you parked in the parking lot. That's always a thing for me. So I guess I don't know how that's super weird. As long as you like actually drive to school. Number 21, the way they look like a prison. My school looked like a prison. Windowless rooms everywhere. Just like, windowless rooms was not very nice. My school literally looked like a prison. Like it was disgusting. And we all know that. And we're like, love how our school looks like a prison. And I guarantee there were like a handful, maybe like, I would say 5 at the most, had windows in the classroom. Like 5. None of the others had windows in the classroom. They were all just windowless fucking rooms. That was like, this is like prison, isn't it? And I think they design schools to look like a prison because you're not supposed to enjoy being in school. And then I remember when I was in I think it was 2nd grade. I guess I got in trouble and I had to write down things. And I wrote down, I don't enjoy going to school every day. And I got in trouble for that. I got in trouble for saying I don't enjoy going to school, but you're not supposed to enjoy going to school. That's just what it is. You can have some fun socializing at school, but school itself sucks ass. That's that. Number 22, mascots. I guess I think about mascots for the school because I guess that you can think about that a little weird as like a school thing because they're not professional sports teams, but like they have one mascot for all our teams and it's the same one for all of them. I can see how that could be a little weird, but I feel like someone in another country can understand that if they have a soccer team. It's not a big deal. Number 23, we're almost done, folks. Number 23 is drama club. I feel like that's a normal thing, drama club, because people want to put on stage performance. You want to talk about theater and shit like that. Theater's everywhere. So how is theater a weird thing? Maybe just the title of it, drama club, could be weird to it. So that's a thing. I guess that could be weird to someone. I'm trying to understand, but I don't. Next up, we have pools. My school did not have a pool because we did not have a swim team. Now, it's typically for swim teams. It's just general sports that you have in a school. That's what it is. It's all a pool is. Sometimes you have to do it in gym class. Thankfully, I didn't have to do that because I do not have the body for that. In high school, definitely. And like I think I wore a lot of shirts in the pool growing up, and I do not think it was actually because I was insecure about my body. I think it was because of body acne. Like I think the body acne thing really gets you. Like, and that's why some people. I think there's a lot more people who would say they wear that because of body acne instead of just like I don't like my body. So there's that. Clubs in general, yeah, they do have fucking weird ass clubs in school. Like if you look, I looked up like my high school's weird clubs. And I was like, wait a minute, people are putting that shit on there. What the fuck is this? Like, was it Honor Society? Oh, Honor Society too. Is like, yeah, we're pretty smart. That's all it is. Like, yeah, we're pretty smart. We have a club about it. What do we do? Nothing. Just like fuck. I wasn't in any clubs. I was in like just band and choir shit like that, jazz band. That wasn't near clubs that were more organized. That was more just a group or whatever. So clubs in general could be weird. 26 vending machines. Yeah, I could see that being. That is really, really weird, but we're Americans. We're fat. And that's the way it is. That's how you got to get your Doritos and other shit like that. All right, we're getting near the end here. 27, climbing ropes. They don't do that anymore. When I was like a kid, they did that in Kansas. So it was they probably stopped doing that long before that. And then by the time I reached middle school in Kansas, they stopped. I have to assume that is the situation there. Climbing ropes, because like the mat you fell on was not good. I don't know how anyone would survive that. Like, you may not get a concussion, but you could break a bone. 28 snow days. Now, I guess some places in Europe, they're used to. But I know in the Midwest, when I grew up there, like, there's some country roads, like gravel roads, like, you're not leaving. Like, good luck if they're plowed. Like, just good fucking luck if they're plowed in general. And if they're not, how do you expect to get to school? It's just like country, rural areas that's the reason why snow days exist, because not everyone gets to school. And if you force everyone to go to school on that day, people are going to die. My school, they had a thing, I think my college was a lot more lenient on snow days because they had a lot of commuters, and I think people died, and I think 2 people died like when I was in school. It was pretty sad. That's the thing, and that's why you don't want people to die. That's why you have snow days. It snows pretty bad here, especially in the Midwest where the weather is just crazy.
This is the type of guy you get.
So, and the final one, last and for all, is lacrosse. Now, I didn't have a lacrosse team in my school. I went to high school in Missouri, and Missouri is, like you know, trash. And I went to elementary school in Kansas, which is also trash, but a better trash. It's like recyclable. It's like you have 2 bins. One stuff you're going to recycle. The other stuff is actual trash. And Kansas is the recyclables, and Missouri is the actual trash. Now, even though they're both going to the same dump, Kansas is still better. But yeah, we didn't have lacrosse because I think that's like where like super white, like like the Vermont white people come from, not like the Midwest white people. I think the Midwest white people come from like Texas and migrate up north. Those white people come from like Vermont or Connecticut. One of those 2. That's where those people go on. If you have a question about that,
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
so don't question me ever for any reason, okay? That's it. So that's all we have to do in scraping the bottom of the barrel. If you're not from the United States, what do you think is weird? Leave a comment on the video. Or wherever you listen to podcasts, if you can leave a comment. That's all I want to know. We've been going through this pandy for over a year now, and any responsible human would groan at the idea of leaving your home. Why should you have to leave your home to buy alcohol either? That's where Drizzly comes in handy. Drizzly gets all your favorite beer, seltzer, wine, whiskey, and much more delivered directly to your home. With their easy-to-use mobile app, we are getting one step closer to never leaving our homes. You know, it's saying something when it's being praised as the Amazon for liquor. I use Drizzly at least once and sometimes twice a week, and it's so easy that going to the liquor store is a thing of the past. So using our link in the description today, you can save $5 off your first purchase through Drizzly. Drizzly has proprietary ID verification technology that provides to its retail partners that allows drivers to scan IDs for more than a barcode to make sure the purchaser is over 21 years old in the US and of legal drinking age in Canada. Retailers on Drizzly may have a minimum order or delivery fee, so using our link in the description gets $5 off your first order with Drizzly. And remember, when you use our link, you directly support this show. I live alone, so cooking can become very sad when cooking for one. That's why I order food from local restaurants often, because I know they're struggling and I know I don't have to cook when I'm feeling depressed. That's why I absolutely love DoorDash, because they have been my food savior during this pandy. If you don't know of DoorDash, they bring you food you crave directly to your door. With over 300,000 partners in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, you can support your local favorites and your favorite national chains such as Chipotle, Wendy's, and even the Cheesecake Factory. Your favorite restaurant is still open for delivery. Download the DoorDash app from the link in our description. It's all contactless delivery to keep my community and yours safe. Get $10 off each of your first 3 DoorDash orders over $15 when you sign up using the link in the description. Treat yourself like the king and queen you are and order from DoorDash today. today. Again, that's $10 off your first 3 orders over $15 when you use the link in our description. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. So it's now time for me to solve all your relationship problems. I know a lot of you have problems in your life. I don't. I'm perfect. So, but I'm here to help you out and live a better life. So, if you have any questions or anything you need advice on, you can always email the shwedcast@gmail.com. I will be more than happy to solve any problem that you've ever had, whatsoever, for any reason.
This is the type of guy you get.
So, why not ask me your problems? Let's get into our first one from Ask Schweezy today. My girlfriend wants to break up with me because she's uncomfortable with the anime I am watching.
That's rough, buddy.
All right, let's see here. For some context, I don't watch animes that are overtly sexual or have a provocative nature as the center of attention. I started watching Bleach, and in the anime there are characters that have a lot of cleavage showing and multiple scenes of character comedically acting perverted, followed with close-ups of the character's breasts, not always comedic, nosebleeds, etc. Personally, I don't like/care for those scenes because I don't find it funny or entertaining, so I skip past things like that and focus on the story if I can. Sometimes the scenes are too quick for me to skip them, and I ended up seeing provocative stuff. My girlfriend feels really uncomfortable with me watching the show because she doesn't like the provocative scenes. I explained to her that I don't like them either, skip past them, and that I'm watching the show for the story because I enjoy it. She says that I'm putting myself in a position to consistently see provocative stuff, and that's why she is uncomfortable. And that is a boundary of hers that I am crossing. I want to hear a third-person perspective. I understand where she's coming from, but she's willing to break up with me over it, so it's been really affecting me. Just for some context, I'm not trying to choose an anime over my girlfriend. I would just like to reach an understanding of what I do. So, from what I'm looking at, I'm going to Google this real quick to see if I can confirm real quick. Ship in the pan. Okay, so I think there's a rule that I don't think porn is allowed in Japan for some reason. Censorship in Japan, although prohibited by the country's constitution, is effectively mandated through the Article 175 of the Criminal Code of Japan with regards to pornography. While Article 21 of the Japanese Constitution guarantees freedom of expression and prohibits formal censorship, effective censorship of pornographic content does exist and is justified in Article 175 of the Criminal Code of Japan. Historically, the law has been interpreted in different ways. Recently, it has been interpreted to mean that all pornography must be at least partially censored. However, there have been very few arrests based on this law. So, I think there's something to do, and I think that happens with anime too, that it gets weirdly sexual in the shows because porn isn't legal, so they want to grab attention for some reason. And now in America, unless you're a fucking weeb, you do not care for that shit because it's a fucking cartoon. Personally, you gotta say, look, she might need to learn some context about Japan, about that shit. I think that's the reason why it gets really, there's weirdly sexual, like, oh, you can kind of look at their breasts. They're huge for some fucking reason. But a lot of times, the stories with anime, it does make sense if you're not a fucking weeb to say, like, I'm only watching this for the plot. I'm not actually watching it for the fucking cartoon boobs that Japan is drawing. It's just a cultural thing that it just grabs attention because they don't see as much porn as we do. We have porn like everywhere, and you're like, I don't look at porn. I'm like, look at a fucking billboard. You'll see some hot woman in the billboard, and guess what? Porn is okay, so stop slut shaming like we do on the show. We are against slut shaming on the show because sluts are cool, and that's why we don't slut shame on the show. And
I like that.
That's why we don't slut shame on the show, folks. So she may just need to learn. It's like, okay, so in Japan, look at this. Like, porn is technically not legal or whatever, but they don't arrest anyone for it. But at the same time, that's probably why anime gets that. So maybe like, look at some articles like, hey, this is why it's weirdly sexual in the show. But also, you're watching Bleach. I know there's a lot of episodes, but at some point, you're going to finish the show. And that problem's going to be gone forever, unless you keep rewatching it. That is the only thing I can say there in regards to the show. So eventually you're going to finish it, and it won't be a problem anymore. So maybe she's out of town, just really go through it. And maybe we just finish the show. All right. I've been burping way too much. Let's move on to the next one. My girlfriend keeps telling me I'm going to die because I got the COVID vaccine. My girlfriend and I have been dating for 5 months now. She and I have opposite political beliefs, but we put that aside beside us. I am fully vaccinated, but she did not approve of me signing up for the vaccine. In fact, she was livid. She kept telling me that the vaccine wasn't FDA approved and that it hadn't been studied enough, and I'm going to face serious health consequences because of it. I disregarded her statement because she reads a lot of fake propaganda. Of course, yeah, they wouldn't be allowed to give the vaccine if it wasn't FDA approved. So, the fact that she says it wasn't FDA approved is nonsense, and that's fucking QAnon conspiracy theories. I got my second dose last week. We have each other on Live 360 because the world is crazy. She saw that I wasn't at school during the afternoon and was at my vaccine appointment. She texted me and asked if I was really going to put even more poison in my body. I ignored her comment because it irritated me. A day after I got the second dose, I was having side effects like headache and fatigue. My girlfriend was concerned, but also kept berating me for getting the vaccine. She kept telling me how it's already destroying me and it's my fault for getting it without waiting for more research. The side effect only lasted for a day and I'm fine now. However, my girlfriend continuously throws it in my face. She always makes a snarky comment about my vaccine and even posts online to her also skeptic friends to basically gossip about me. She also throws me a comment about how I might die and adds, "I'm just joking," after her, but I know she's not. I know she means no serious harm, but it's kissing me off. I'm assuming it's kissing me off, and she's well aware of it. How do I get her to see that it's not fair of her to berate me for my personal choice? Now, buddy, here's the thing. Like the TikTok before, which I will now play again.
I'm not going to get the vaccine, then die. What do you want me to do, argue with you? I'm not on the debate team. This isn't mock trial. Aren't you worried about the side effects? I'm worried about the disease. Well, they're tracking you through the microchip. They're tracking you through the phone you're watching this on. Get the vaccine.
As it says, you're not going to convince this dipshit otherwise. This dipshit just needs to die. Now, you've been only dating for 5 months, so you're not like, I mean, you might be a little ride or die, but not a full ride or die like my EP out now on all the streaming platforms. With this, yeah, there's no way. And really, buddy, you need to get out of this situation. This is not a good situation for you to be in if she's that fucking stupid about vaccines. And definitely political beliefs, saying like the politician you like is a little bit different, but like certain basic ideas, like are you pro-choice, pro-life, or are you on the pro-life for fetuses or whatever they call themselves these days? Do you situations like that? What do you believe in? They should align pretty close. They don't have to be exact, but they should be pretty close. Also, vaccine shit. Like, you don't want to breed with this person. How about if you breed with this person, you have a baby, you want the kid to stay alive, so you want to get him vaccine. However, she is a dipshit, and meaning that she would be okay with the baby dying to make her feel important about the vaccines, whatever. Like, whatever how stupid she fucking is. Buddy, you gotta break up with this chick. Nothing's gonna change. It's gonna lead to more and more fights and more shit like this. Like, you get a flu shot, buddy, it's not gonna be good for you. Best thing I can say to you is, yeah, you're gonna have to break up this bitch. I never try to say break up in most situations, but this is a situation, yeah, you're gonna have to break up. That's exactly what you're gonna have to do, buddy. I'm sorry. But that's the only thing you can do in the situation, okay? So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to itch the inside of my nose. It looks like I'm picking it, but I'm just itching it because my nose is itching, like always does. Is a 14-year age gap too much? All right. I'm 28 years old, and she is 42 years old. We met online a couple months back. I thought she was gorgeous, and we started chatting, and eventually we met for a date a couple days ago. It was honest, such a fun day, and I've already asked if she'd like to have a second date. She has 2 kids, 8 and 12, and has recently come out as gay. Oh, you're a female too. Okay, so you're both women. So she probably was into men, and then she realized, oh, I don't think I like men. She had a 20-year career that unfortunately had to be sacrificed with the past years so she could stay home while the kids did school. The thing is, I still live with my parents, and I can't imagine that they will be less than pleased. They tend to be extremely judgmental and are not shy about voicing their opinion. It puts me in an awkward situation because I really just would like everyone to get along, and I don't see why they always tend to lean towards the negative aspects of every situation, not just this one. I have a good job, and the idea behind living with my parents was to save money to buy a house. But as of right now, my parents are a constant present. To give you some more information, I don't want my own kids, and most of my friends are 20 to 30 years older than me, so dating someone 14 years older than me doesn't bother me at all. Her kids seem great, and I wouldn't mind being in their lives. I could take or leave marriage. I'm more on the serious side, and as the oldest of 6 kids, I have plenty to learn young. I had to learn pretty young to be mature. She is more silly than I am and loves to just have a fun time laughing all the way. Seems to be a good match, and we seem to balance each other out a bit. I'm focused on taking it extremely slow. I know sometimes when things are new and exciting. In the past, I've had a tendency to rush. I guess I've just been stressed because I know my parents will be extremely unhappy and think I'm making a really ridiculous decision if I do end up getting to a more serious point. Is a 14-year age gap between 2 women of our ages too much? If not, what advice would you give for breaking it to my parents? So I don't think it's weird, considering you're 28 and you met recently. That's the weird situation when I have. With the weird age gaps, it's always when you meet. What age were you when you met? That's the thing. So I'm 27 years old. So say I met a 14-year-old right now. So I met a 14-year-old, nothing romantic. And then let's say 7 years pass. So she would be 21 and I would be 34. And yeah, we'd be like, okay, so it would be a normal thing today. But at the same time, it's like, you met her when when she was 14. So that's weird to me. But you met when you were like 28, I assume, or 27, worst case scenario. So I wouldn't say the age gap is weird. It's only weird like when you originally met. Next thing I would say in regards to that, you're worried about what your parents are going to think. Don't bring up ages, I would say, and let them figure it out for themselves. And if they don't like it, fuck them. Who gives a shit what your parents think? I know you can still like them, still be friends with them. There's a lot of things my parents think I don't like, and I still like them. Keep them around. So, yeah. Remember, they know.
This is the type of guy you get.
So when they meet me and I bring home a 45-year-old woman who has a lot of money, like, they know what the fuck's going on. They can figure it out, and they don't like it. Okay. They go to church every Sunday. I don't go to church every Sunday. We can do our own things, okay? So don't give a shit about what your parents think. If they're going to kick you out for something like that, it's a little weird. And I wouldn't say this is like a grooming situation either. So I feel like you're fine. So just realize that. And I'm assuming they know you're gay too. Just tell them to shut the fuck up. That's all you have to say. You should just not give a shit about other people's opinions. That's just how life works. And that's all I can say. Next question. I am constantly walking on eggshells around my boyfriend who I live with. We have been together since my first year of college, 2 or so years now, and we have currently been living together for the past 4 months. This was definitely a mistake, and everybody told me it would be, but I was stupid and didn't listen. Now I am constantly in fear of what his mood is going to be. I am not in any kind of danger, but it's definitely taking an emotional toll on me. He is an extremely paranoid person who accuses me of lying about the most random things. He'll admit he needs help, but won't do anything about it. It's this constant cycle of him getting mad, giving me the silent treatment for a week or so, then sometimes apologizing, not always, and then being extra nice till it all repeats. I constantly feel guilty and I don't even know what for. I know I clearly need to end it, but our lives are so intertwined because we live together. Alright, so obviously, I have a song called Eggshells, which you can listen to on whatever streaming platform you like. One thing I will tell you, from my experience of writing a song with the same title, if you have to walk around eggshells for anyone, don't have them in your life. That's the number one thing I can tell you. If you ever feel in a relationship, I'm talking about like your friends with like a friend, even just a friend, even someone you're not trying to have sex with. If you feel like you're walking on eggshells, just end it. That's over. Zitch. Done.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, just get the fuck out of there. So the problem you got yourself into, you're so intertwined that you live together. Are you still in college? That's a good question. So if you're in college, you may have to wait till your lease is up and move out. That's gonna be a good thing. Just say you don't want to renew the rent, and biggest thing I can tell you is you're gonna have to break up, but you're gonna have to figure out how. Like if you have to live with someone for a minute, yada yada yada. Maybe figure out a way to get your own place for a while. Maybe have to pay rent in 2 different places. That part's gonna suck, but you got to do what you got to do, because that's the thing. You made a mistake, and you kind of have to live in the mistake that you moved in with him way too early. So I think you're intertwined, so you're a little tangled up, a couple knots and stuff. What you gotta do, take it one step at a time, figure out your way to unknot everything, and that way you can get forward with your life and make yourself a better person. That is something I think you could easily do and make your way through, making your way downtown, walking fast. This is passing them home now. So yeah, best advice I can possibly give you is to do that shit. Just kind of it's so intertwined and tangled. Untangle everything one knot at a time, and eventually everything will be untangled, and you are free from that psycho. You have to be walking on eggshells all around. So do that shit. So that's my answer to your problem. Let's move on to our next problem. See, I think we only have like 3 left. 4. 5. Oh, we still have a lot. So don't worry, folks. We still have plenty more to do. Let's see here. Should I tell my friend I saw her nude? I have a best friend. Looks like you're both different genders. I was at her house. She gave me her phone so I could see her vacation pictures. I looked through them when she went to the bathroom. When I was scrolling through them, I came across a picture of her completely naked that was obviously taken before the vacation. The nude was right after her vacation photo. Before the comment came, she did not do it on purpose. She is a lesbian and was not trying to seduce me. I stopped looking through the pictures then when she came back and asked what I thought. I didn't mention her naked picture, and I just said, I like the pictures. I was blushing, and I think she noticed, so she asked what's up. I told her nothing was up, and I thought she thought something was up. I was thinking she may have the right to know who has seen her nude, plus it could save her from making the same mistake again. She mentioned that she is showing people the photos, so maybe I could give her a warning and tell her to be careful since she's got a nude in there. We're close, so I don't think she'd get offended, maybe just embarrassed and uncomfortable. Should I tell her what I saw? If so, how should I say it? Now, buddy, I'm going to tell you what I would have done in that situation. When she went away and you found the nude, I would have been like, this one's my favorite. And then she would have saw it. She would have been a little bit embarrassed, but you got to be like, it was like, you're friends though. So you're like, it's funny. Don't worry. I'm not going to tell anyone shit like that, But yeah, you probably should tell her, especially if she's doing the same thing you did with her, because you're probably like the safest person to see that shit. If she's into her parents and her parents oh, it's just a fucking nude. Yeah, that could go bad. Let her know that, and I would just say, hey, you should probably keep your nudes out of this. Maybe make a separate folder on your iPhone. Hopefully she has an iPhone, not one of those crazy bitches with an Android. Never date someone with an Android. They'll only break your heart. With that being said, though, yeah, you should probably let her know that, and just tell her I wasn't turned on. I thought it was hot, but I wasn't turned on because you're my friend, and I would never get turned on by you. Maybe just make a fool of yourself a little there. No, man, I feel like if you're good enough friends, if I saw Micah's nudes, I think I've seen Micah naked. And if you're asking, I was not impressed with the whole situation. Penis size, he's okay penis size. I know y'all were wondering that.
Hashtag pray for Micah.
Next, we have there, yeah, so probably just let her know that. That way she does not let random ass people see her nude. That's probably a good thing to let her know. Next question I got, is it embarrassing to never have kissed/dated at 23? I just turned 23 and never kissed a guy, had sex, had a date, had a relationship. Now, it's not that I was waiting around and all that. I did try to talk with guys and initiate things, but never really worked out. It feels that it never really clicks and conversations fade away. Pandemic didn't really help either. I deleted my dating apps because it was horrific at times with weird comments and chats, and besides that, I have to admit that basing your attraction to someone in a picture is difficult for me. Ditto. Now I basically am outside a lot since it's spring, trying to be at the park, shopping streets, well, just see/try to meet people. Sadly, I lost a side job due to COVID, and all my uni classes are still online. I don't know if this is something that can maybe make someone uncomfortable that I have a lack of experience at this age. Would this be a turn off? And is it something to say initially? I am becoming more and more insecure about it, seeing everyone getting into their third or even fourth relationships around me. Anyway, is this really something to be ashamed about? I'll probably won't really meet someone next month as well, haha, but just wondering. Thanks for your thoughts. Everyone life works at different moments for everyone. I don't think you should be sad about it. Also, relationships are hard, so that's hard. You're a 23-year-old woman, so I mean, you're still pretty young. So that's a big thing. You never kissed a guy. I feel like though, if you want to have sex and you're not one of those people, there's like, or yeah, they're like demisexual or something like that, where they say they can only have sex with someone they're emotionally connected to. That's a lot of people out there. You don't have to have, you're not specifically, it's not a specific sexuality for people. It's just a preference. It's not a sexuality. It's a preference, okay? It's like, I don't want to have sex with anyone I don't have emotional connection with. That's normal for a lot of people. And then you meet scumdogs like me who could not be emotionally attached to people. That means you're broken inside. So, so if you want to have sex, just lower your standards a lot. You'll find it. That's not a problem unless you are demisexual or like to have an emotional connection with someone. That's a big thing. And if you do that, you'll probably get to kiss the guy too. So that's fun. And, when I think about, like I've talked about this on the show before. Growing up, I grew up like super evangelical and shit like that. Went to church and church camps and stuff like that. We put virginity on such a big pedestal, and I just do not think it's a big deal. Like, I mean, at some point you're like, oh yeah, having sex for the first time is a big deal, but like we keep like virginity and like losing your virginity in such a big pedestal and everything. It's just so fucking stupid. And like we keep like, I've had sex with this many people. I'm like, I don't keep track of that. And I feel like that's looking at women very badly. Like you're just, and to me, it's making women objects. Like, I've had sex with 5 women. Like, 5? I mean, like, so you're putting them like, here's her and her. It's like a conquest for me. I'm like, they're human beings. Like, don't stop treating people like that. So, just saying, like, if you really want to have sex, just get it over with. Just really lower your standards, because if you really want to have sex with someone, you just got to really lower your standards. Make sure they don't have an STD, and make sure they wear a condom. That's also very important. But yeah, if you lower your standards, that is a very important thing. Do I have actual important messages to me? No. Okay. So yeah, that's the best thing I would tell you. Maybe lower your standards if you want to do that. But in regards to that, like, things happen to people at different times. Josh got married at 21, and when I was 21, I ate pizza for an entire week and called it a perfect week. Things happen at different times for different people. So don't compare yourself to others. You're just going to be disappointed. That's all I'll have to say. How can one sleep besides someone else? Short introduction. We know each other for around a year and got along right from the start. A couple of weeks ago, we were having a drink, perhaps a little bit more, and ended up watching a movie she recommended and both fell asleep, partly because both of us were rather tipsy, partly because it was like 3 in the morning. We were cuddling in the middle of the night, I guess subconsciously started hugging IDK, and woke up cuddling, ending up kissing after waking up. Nothing too serious, didn't want to start something and blame it on alcohol and stuff. So the next few days, we're seeing each other regularly and actually started sleeping beside each other for the following days. But holy fuck, even if we are trying to sleep and are both tired as fuck, we can't sleep because both of us are just like awake. It isn't my first relationship, if you can call it that. It isn't anything official, but I never had the feeling of just being awake while sitting or hugging someone like that. Any tips to be able to sleep? How do you sleep normally without her in the bed? You may have to sleep like that. Now, you like cuddling? Great. Cuddling can be fun. But at the same time, though, sleeping, it's not always the ideal situation. I sweat like a pig at night, and so I keep my place super cold. And women are cold all the time for some fucking reason, because women are crazy. And if you are a woman, I still like you. But you're crazy, and you can also say men are crazy, and I will agree with you. We're all crazy. But with that idea, I will tell you this. You could get used to it and be able to fall asleep. Sometimes you could do that. Or you may have to realize that eventually the cuddling has to stop and you have to sleep the way that's most comfortable for everyone. And that's the way. Like, women will be like, I could be little spooned all night and fall asleep. Let's do this all night. And guys are like, I cannot fall asleep like this. You are hot as hell. Well, like, literally, maybe figuratively is what I'm trying to say. You're hot as hell, even though...
I like that.
But, this is uncomfortable for me, and I need to be able to sleep my own way. So, either get used to it, or actually sleep the way you're supposed to. That's all I can say. Next up, okay, we only have 2 questions. We're plowing through these. Plowing through everything. I just pegged him, as my friend Rich would say when playing Fortnite. This one, I keep having dreams my boyfriend is cheating on me. Hi, I'm having a real hard time sleeping recently because my boyfriend is currently on deployment with the Navy, and I've been having this horrible dream that he goes and flirts and kisses with his other girls while he's hanging with the boys on deployment. For our background, we've been together since we were 15, so we have immense levels of trust. This isn't something I ever think he could or would do. It's just hard for me because if I ever have these dreams normally, I just talk to him about it and we go about our day. I can't shake this one, and I can't talk to him about it, and I have no one else to talk to about with it. Can someone give me some encouraging words? Yes, all right. I'll give you some encouraging words. It's a fucking dream. Dreams aren't fucking real. I once had a dream that Micah had sex with a sex doll, and basically it was just a torso. That was all the sex doll was. He filmed it and made me and all my friends watch it, and it was fucking gross. And that was the moment I did realize, hold on.
Hashtag pray for Micah.
That was the time I realized I finally get how women are mad at things you do in their dreams. Because I was mad at Micah for what he did in my dreams. But it was also a fucking dream. And if Micah ever did that in real life, something bad would happen to him. I guarantee with a bunch of people with that, things would happen.
Hashtag pray for Micah.
But I also love Micah, and he would never do that. So remember, it's a fucking dream. Dreams are in your head. So in your head, he's cheating on you, but in real life, he's not. So who are you going to trust? Your dreams or real life? I don't trust my dreams, but I can trust people in real life. That's why you trust people in real life and not in your fucking dreams. So if you're having problems with how someone else acts in your dreams, that's your problem, not his. So remember that. It's a fucking dream. And if you want to stop dreaming, figure that shit out. So on to our last one. Speaking of sex dolls.
Hashtag pray for Micah.
Sex doll dilemma. So my boyfriend of 7 years recently bought a sex doll without really consulting me about it first, and I'm not okay with it. I don't know why it upsets me so much, but I can't be a part of it, and I see him totally different because of it. And I being too hard on him or selfish, I just feel like he felt like he had to get it because he gets something from it I can't give him. Seriously considering moving out and ending their relationship. We also have 2 children, and my son accidentally seen the doll. I'm just so over it.
That's rough, buddy.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I'm gonna just keep playing a couple of these until I figure out what the fuck is going on.
I like that.
That was the wrong one.
Simp. I identify as a fucking threat.
Okay, now I think I'm gonna be able to process this now. So, sex toys are nothing weird. I don't want to put a stigma on sex toys. For men, we have fleshlights, and apparently normal toys, fleshlights. I think that's our only one. Maybe some that like jerk you off for you, shit like that. Maybe those can be a little normal. Women have vibrators. I feel like those are okay for just jerking off. However, when you get to sex dolls, when you get to things that would actually be human-like, that's where things get weird. And if you're a lonely man, have a sex doll. Fine. Have a sex doll, take care of it, treat it nicely. But if you're in a committed relationship of, let's say 7 years, and you're 26 years old, and you bought a sex doll is a weird thing for you to buy when you actually have a real partner. Because in some cases, it feels like it's kind of, I would say this, with an actual full sex doll that looks like an exact human, you're cheating on your girlfriend. Looks like you said girlfriend in the situation. I would say this is cheating. I would say you're cheating on your girlfriend with a doll. You are having a relationship with this doll. It's fucking weird. Now, if you're just using a fleshlight to jerk off, that's different. But if you're using a sex doll to have sex with, you're having sex with it. You're not jerking off with it. You're having sex with it. This is cheating. I've given this to her. And the problem is, the only way you're getting rid of this is throwing it away. Because no one wants to use, like the deep thought we had last week.
Oh my gosh, so deep. I fucking love it.
So that deep thought we had last week, I don't mind a woman being not being a virgin, but I would not use a used fleshlight. It's weird, and I don't like it. That's weird. So this isn't just jerking off, like using something to help you jerk off. This is cheating, the saddest form of cheating that has ever existed. I can't explain otherwise. Some people could be like, well, it's not cheating because she's not real. I'm like, she's real to him. I bet she's real to him. I bet she has a name. I bet he's named it. I guarantee he's fucking named it. This is cheating, like the saddest form of cheating ever. The saddest form of cheating that has ever existed in the entire world. If you're in a relationship with someone, you can't be buying a sex doll. Okay, folks? Anyone in a committed relationship thinking, maybe I should get a sex doll. Don't get it, because guess what?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And that is it, how I'm ending things today. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of Cancel Schweezy, the only WAP, the wet-ass podcast that out there right now. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything I talked about, leave a comment down below, like and review the show, follow us, and subscribe to us on all forms. Question, comments, concern, you can email theshredcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to us, like us, follow me on social media, listen to my music. It's Gonna Be Me out now, wherever you stream your music at. Like and subscribe to me on Twitch Thursdays and sometimes Mondays I stream. And if you have an Amazon Prime account, connect the two and hit that subscribe. And $5 a month on Patreon. Support me and everything I do over there. So thank you. Next.
I like that.
And I hope you...
And I really like that.
...off this show today. So that's how I'm going to end things off. So, like always, honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome.
Hashtag pray for Micah.
Hey there, my fellow Schwoklord. Thank you so much for finishing that episode. It means a lot to me. If you want to support the show even further, check us out on Patreon, where you can get ad-free episodes of all my shows. Once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and stay awesome.